all things involving it. Our topics range from A to Z, air quality to green living to zero waste. For example, under the topic of green living and air quality, the City of Dallas has a new first urban forest master plan, and you will be hearing more about it in the months ahead. Today's program is not a program just for women and children, but a program to focus and encourage healthy eating during the holidays. The City of Dallas program serves over 65,000 women and children each month, providing them with a service through referrals to appropriate health and human services, nutritious services, and nutritious foods to those they serve. Also, you can take classes, meet with other families, and get one-on-one nutrition counseling so you can make smart choices and delicious family meals. Our format is slightly different today with the video from our very own City of Dallas nutritionist from our WIC program, Julie Tomasio and Maria Mossman. Julie is originally from Oklahoma and has worked for the City of Dallas WIC program for almost 7 years. Julie is currently the WIC clinic manager for the Spring Valley location. She loves working with WIC, helping their participant with nutrition education, working with breastfeeding moms, providing breastfeeding education and promotion, and fostering the obesity prevention program. Julie graduated from Oklahoma State University with a degree in dietetics and currently working towards an MBA with emphasis in management at Texas Women's University. Some fun facts about Julie: she's a big part of a big, fun Italian family, loves to garden, cooks and bakes, and enjoys farm fresh eggs daily through her pet chickens. Also on the video, we will have nutritionist and instructor Maria Mossman. Maria is a graduate of the University of Texas with a Bachelor of Nutrition Sciences. She started her career for WIC in 2001 as a nutritionist. Maria enjoys cooking mostly nutritious meals for her husband and her 3 children. So without further ado, we're going to turn the attention to today's video and our presenters. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nicole. This is Maria. We are nutritionists for the City of Dallas WIC program.
Hola, yo soy María y ella es Nicole. Somos nutricionistas del programa de WIC de la ciudad de Dallas.
We are excited to share with you 2 yummy, kid-friendly recipes to help you include more vegetable variety in your holiday meals.
Estamos emocionados de compartir con usted 2 recetas deliciosas que incluirá más vegetales en sus comidas festivas.
Hi! For the first recipe, we are going to do veggie bowls.
Para la primera receta vamos a hacer un platillo de vegetales.
Step 1, go get your vegetables and wash them.
El primer paso es juntar sus vegetales y lavarlos.
I am using jicama, bell pepper, cucumber, celery, and green beans.
Nosotros estamos usando chile morrón, pepino, zanahoria, jícama, y apio.
Okay, and now the second step is to get your vegetables and cut them.
El segundo paso es cortar los vegetales.
And I'm just going to cut the top off of the bell pepper and take out the seeds.
Y en este paso vamos a cortarle la parte de arriba del chile morrón y sacar las semillas.
Then I'm going to take all my other vegetables and cut them up into strips.
Y los demás vegetales los vamos a cortar en rajas.
Take the bell pepper and you're going to take a couple strips of each vegetable.
Va a tomar el chile y ponerle un poco de cada vegetal que ha cortado.
Okay, just like this. You can use any platter that you want to, but I'm using a pie pan.
Usted puede usar cualquier plato que usted desea, pero hoy estamos usando un molde de pie.
So after you get all your vegetable strips into your bell peppers, you're going to place them in the pie pan.
Y cuando llene los chiles con todos los vegetales que va a usar, los va a poner en el molde de pie.
And then after that, I'm going to take some tomatoes and put them in between the bell peppers.
Después vamos a tomar unos tomates pequeños y los vamos a poner también en el molde.
This is a really easy way to help keep your kids from not going hungry while they're waiting for that holiday meal.
Es una manera muy fácil para que sus niños no se estén muriendo de hambre mientras estén esperando la comida grande.
As you can see, it's very colorful.
Tiene muchos colores.
And something else that you can do is take any salad dressing that you would like.
También lo que puede hacer es tomar cualquier aderezo que usted desea.
And before you put your vegetable strips in,
y antes de ponerle las rajas de vegetales,
put your salad dressing inside the bell pepper.
Poner un poco de aderezo dentro del chile.
Put your vegetables back in.
Poner los vegetales.
And then as your children are taking one, the salad dressing is already going to be on the bottom.
Y ya cuando escojan un pedazo de vegetal, ya va a tener aderezo abajo.
Now we have a very fun, colorful appetizer that's fun to eat.
Y ahora tenemos un aperitivo que es divertido para comer y que contiene mucho color.
Yum. Okay, so for recipe number 2, we have roasted sweet potatoes.
Para la segunda receta, vamos a hacer camotes asados.
And we just need a few ingredients. We need sweet potatoes.
Nomás necesitamos pocos ingredientes, incluyendo camotes,
some type of vegetable oil, cumin, and salt and pepper.
Aceite de vegetal, comino, sal y pimienta.
Okay, so for step 1, we are going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
Para el primer paso, vamos a calentar el horno a 400 grados.
Okay, for step number 2, we're going to get a sweet potato and peel it and cut it into rounds.
Para el próximo paso, vamos a lavar el camote, vamos a pelarlo y lo vamos a cortar en rueditas. Como así.
For step number 3, we're going to place all the sweet potato rounds in a bowl.
Para el tercer paso, vamos a poner los pedazos de camote en una bandeja.
We're going to take our vegetable oil and drizzle it over.
Le vamos a poner un poco de aceite.
Then we're going to take our seasonings and mix them in.
Le vamos a poner el sazón
and mix it up.
Y lo vamos a mezclar.
Okay, so for step number 4, we're going to take a sheet pan and you can cover it with parchment paper or foil and spray it with a little bit of oil.
Para el próximo paso vamos a tomar una bandeja que puede usar en el horno y lo puede cubrir con papel de aluminio y ponerle un poco de aceite.
Okay, so for step number 5, we are going to take our sweet potatoes that we've seasoned and arrange them in the pan.
Para el próximo paso vamos a tomar el camote que está cortado y que está con el sazón y los vamos a poner en esta bandeja.
And if you have little children, maybe around 3 or 4, they can help with this step.
Y si tiene niños pequeños, ellos pueden ayudar con este paso.
Okay, just like that.
Yes, sí.
Okay, so for step number 6, we are going to put it in the oven and let it cook for about 30 to 35 minutes. But every 10 minutes, we need to flip it so that it doesn't burn on one side.
So, el próximo paso lo vamos a poner en el horno por 30 a 35 minutos, volteándolos cada 10 minutos para que no se quemen.
Okay, so now that they've cooked, you're going to take them out and you're going to arrange them on a platter, just like this.
Después de que han terminado de cocinar, los va a poner en un plato y ofrecérselos a su familia.
Both of these recipes are full of vitamins, minerals, and fiber.
Las dos de estas recetas contienen vitaminas, minerales y fibra.
Both of these recipes came from our WIC family-friendly recipe books.
Las dos recetas son de libros de recetas del programa de WIC.
To learn more about the WIC program, you can stop by any local WIC office, or you can go to www.texaswic.org.
Para saber más del programa de WIC, visite la clínica de WIC en su área o vaya a la página del internet texaswic.org.
Thank you for watching.
Gracias por estar con
Bye.
nosotros. Adiós.
All right. Thank you to Julie and Maria for sharing those two recipes. Those sound amazing. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, you're coming through. Muchas gracias a Julie y a María por ayudando con sus recetas.
All right. So now I'm going to show you a recipe that I like with some butternut squash and peppers from my garden.
Y hoy vamos a enseñarles unas recetas que incluye zapallo anco y chiles de su jardín.
Right. So hopefully this video will work okay.
Ojalá que estén viendo el video.
Of delay, apologies. Let me see if I can use. Sorry, I'm gonna adjust something real quick here, maybe.
Okay, un momento, por favor.
Okay. So this is a small squash.
Este va a ser un pequeño zapallo anco, que es un tipo de calabaza.
So I'm going to cut off the top and this.
Okay, voy a cortar el pedazo de arriba.
And I'm going to use a potato peeler to remove the skin from the.
Okay, vamos a usar una
Also use a knife.
Voy a usar una navaja o una peladora para quitar el piel del zapallo anco.
I'm not safe, so I use a potato peeler.
Okay. Vanessa, we may not be seeing your transmission.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Apologies.
Disculpen.
All right.
Ok, está usando una peladora para quitar el piel del zapallo anco.
All right, so yeah, all the orange stuff, you want all the skin to come off. And if you're growing your own squash, people often wonder how you tell when it's ready to pick. It's when the vine dies, it's ready.
Y cuando quieren saber, cuando están cocinando por la parrilla, cuando termina su calabaza, es cuando se muere el vino.
I think I need a new potato peeler. This one's not quite sharp.
Parece que van a necesitar una nueva peladora porque no es tan filosa como debe ser.
And of course, these peelings are to go into my compost pile. Be careful when you do this because the squash is a little bit slippery.
Y es resbalosa la calabaza, que tengan mucho cuidado. Y los pelados de la calabaza se puede ir al compost.
All right. That out of the way. All right. So I'm just gonna cut this in half.
Y ahora que está pelado, lo voy a cortar por el medio.
To have a sharp knife for this.
Y ahora que su navaja esté filosa.
All right, and look at all these beautiful seeds. I'm just gonna use a spoon and scrape them out.
Puedes sacar las semillas con una cuchara.
And I'm probably gonna save these to grow next year because this was such a good.
Y vamos a utilizar las semillas para crecer más para el próximo año.
If you don't want to save your seeds, you can also use them, and roast them like you would pumpkin seeds. So you can make some pepitas out of your squash seeds. All right, these squash seeds don't want to come out. All right, get all this inside out. Now, how I like to cut this is I'll cut the soft part separately from the part that has the hollow part in it.
Y él lo corta la mitad donde está más lleno y donde está el hoyo separado. La hueca, donde está hueco.
All right, and so I want these to be about a 1/2 inch. You can make them bigger, it'll just take longer to cook.
Y debe ser como medio pulgada la cortada que va a hacer.
And I am not super neat when I cut these. I'm not a professional chef, so these are probably be a little bit different sizes. But as long as you get them roughly the same size so they cook at the same rate, you're okay.
Y está bien que no deben estar exactamente iguales todos. Pueden ser de diferentes tamaños. Pero sí, nomás que solo se cocina en el como misma temperatura.
And you can use, you don't have to use just butternut squash. You can use any type of squash.
Y puedes utilizar cualquier tipo de calabaza. No necesita ser zapallo anco.
All right. And I'm not doing the best job here, but and so I'm going to be cooking these on a grill, but if you don't have a grill, you can also just roast them in the oven at a high temperature.
Ella va a cocinarlo por la parrilla, pero si no tienen una parrilla para cocinar con, pueden usar el horno y cocerlas en una temperatura alta.
All right. And I can't see the chat right now, but if you have any favorite butternut squash recipes, I'm always looking for some new ones. Feel free to drop those in the chat.
Y si tienen cualquier receta que usan para su zapallo anco, pueden ingresarla en el chat. Pueden compartirlo en el chat.
There's also one that I like to make, but it's not as healthy because it has cheese and red sauce.
Hay una receta que usa que no es de tamaño tan saludable, pero usa queso y salsa roja.
Right. Now, these ones are always trickier where the cavity is. So what I like to do is just cut them in slices like this, and then I'll cut those slices separately.
Y una vez es difícil cortar donde está hueco la calabaza, pero a ella le gusta cortar por ese tamaño. De este lado.
Let me just kind of stack these. And again, cut them about 1/2 inch.
Y otra vez lo voy a cortar por media pulgada.
And again, I have some people are much neater cutters, but because this is to be roasted, I am not being particularly, they're not to look as pretty as Julie and Maria.
No se necesitan mirar tan bonitos, van a estar rostizados, es que como ustedes quieran. Más.
So as you can see, that little butternut squash made a whole lot of squash for us.
Y pueden ver que la calabaza hizo, que era pequeña, hizo mucho, mucho.
It always surprises me how much you can get out of one little squash. All right. So I'm gonna put all of this in a bowl for right now. So I can cut my other ingredients.
Y va a mover estos para.
And you can't smell it over, but this butternut squash smells amazing.
Huele bien rico y nomás solo necesita ponerlo en una vasija y moverlo porque ya va a cortar sus chiles.
All right, now take half of like a medium-sized onion and just slice it roughly.
Y va a usar media cebolla y lo va a nomás cortar como de cualquier tamaño.
So yeah, you can see they're just kind of rough slices. I'm gonna add a jalapeno. If you don't like jalapenos, you can leave out the jalapeno. I am, however, going to seed the jalapeno.
No tiene que utilizar el jalapeño, pero si quiere, ella va a sacar las semillas para que no esté tan picoso.
So slice this up. But if you like things hot, you can put in more jalapenos.
Y si le gusta picoso, puede echar más jalapeños.
All right, now these are something new I grew this year. They are shishito peppers.
Y esto es algo nuevo que ha crecido Vanessa, es el pimiento shishito.
And I'm just cutting off the top of these.
Y solo va a cortar la parte de arriba.
These do not have a whole lot of spice. They're a little bit spicy, but so I'm just gonna leave the seeds in there.
Y no debe estar tan picoso estos, es que va a dejar las semillas.
And I'm just gonna cut these into about 1-inch pieces.
Y lo va a cortar en tamaño de una pulgada.
And you could use other peppers too. You could use bell pepper, banana peppers, or whatever you have growing in your garden. Or you can find at a store.
Puede usar cualquier chiles, puede usar chile morrón o de plátano, cualquiera.
All right, so we have this beautiful bowl of onions and peppers and squash.
Y ahí tiene todo juntado, todos los ingredientes juntos.
And then I really measure, I just base on how, because each squash is a different size. So I just adjust based on what amount of in here.
You may need to repeat that step, Vanessa.
Okay, so I don't necessarily measure out my ingredients. I just base it on what size my squash is.
Ok, no, y ella no mide los ingredientes que va a usar, nomás depende en qué tamaño es su calabaza. La cantidad que
But I used about, sorry, but I used about 10 peppers for this.
y usó como 10 chiles.
And I'm going to add a little bit of background sea salt.
Y va a usar un poco de sal
And then a little bit of pepper.
y un poco de pimienta.
And my secret ingredient here is actually honey. I don't know if you can see that beautiful honeycomb from my sister's beehive. And I just add about a teaspoon of that just to kind of help caramelize the vegetables when I cook them. I'm gonna add that in there.
Okay, su ingrediente secreto es usar miel. Una cucharilla de miel va a utilizar en esta receta.
And because I like things tangy, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of some white balsamic vinegar.
Y va a usar una cucharilla de vinagre balsámico.
And then I'm going to add about a tablespoon. I add anytime I like to use oil, it's a very neutral flavor.
Did you say you're going to use olive oil?
Avocado.
Oh, avocado oil.
Mm-hmm.
Ok, va a usar aceite de aguacate, una cucharada.
Just about a tablespoon. But if your squash is bigger, you might need to add a little bit more.
Puede requerir más si su calabaza es más grande.
I'm gonna coat. Just make sure everything is nice and mixed up.
Y va a menear todo, asegurándose que el aceite está en cada ingrediente.
All right, so now since I'm putting it on the grill, I'm gonna wrap it and make a kind of a foil packet.
Okay, va a usar aluminio para juntar todo y que esté todo junto y encerrado bien.
But if you're cooking in the oven, you can just put it on a cookie sheet. I would recommend putting it on the top shelf and cook it at like 450.
Y si está usando el horno, puede ponerlo en una bandeja y puede poner la temperatura a 450.
So now I have nice little packets that I'll put on the grill. I'll put it on about 15 minutes each side.
Y ya que está todo envolvido, lo va a poner todo a 15 minutos a cada lado.
All right, so bear with me 1 minute while I get my one that I've already been cooking off the grill.
Un momento, lo que es ella arrima que ya está terminado.
All right, open this up and we should have some nice roasted squash and peppers.
Y este ya debe estar terminado y debe ser calabaza y chiles que ya están rostizados.
Oh, it smells good.
Huele bien rico.
You can see it's nice and tender and the peppers have been roasted. You know, this would make, if you blended this up, it would make really good soup. You could put it in a soup base.
Y cuando lo saca se debe ver todo bien tierno y va a oler bien rico y si quiere puede.
If you want to make a healthy alternative stuffing, you could add some like quinoa and get a lot of protein and vitamins.
Y puedo ponerla en la licuadora y puede ser sopa o puede echar quinoa.
All right, so that is just a recipe you saw. I mean, it didn't take me that long to make it. It takes about 30 minutes to cook.
Y solo dura una media hora.
So, all right. Yeah, it will be kind of like a sweet and spicy. That's a good analogy, Nedra. Sweet and spicy. Which are
Thank you.
yeah.
That looks
Taking-
awesome.
All right. So does anybody else have any tips that they want to share? I know I make my own cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving. I guess I'll turn my other camera here on. So I make my own cranberry sauce with honey and fresh cranberries, and you just cook it on the stove as an alternative to the canned stuff that has a little bit more sugar in it. You can also use whole grain bread for your stuffing versus using white bread. Anybody else have other tips? They
Y
wanna take that?
Vanessa usa arandaño para hacer salsa. Y también si quieren preguntar más preguntas o si quieren hacer comentarios, pueden ingresar en el chat, entrar en el chat.
How about that? Do y'all have any things that y'all do to make your holidays a little bit healthier?
No, mine are very unhealthy.
Same here. But I do have a question about the peppers. You said that you were growing your own pepper. I wanted the name of the pepper that the little small ones.
In the chat, it's type of Japanese pepper. They're shishito. So
Shishito, okay.
they're a little bit spicier than banana pepper, but definitely less spicy than like a serrano or a jalapeno.
Awesome, okay.
Y Vanessa puso
when
el nombre del chile que usó, shishiro, en el chat, si quieren ver.
All right. Well, I guess well, it's early today. If anybody else has any questions or comments or things that they want to share that they do for their holidays? Another good tip that we do in my family is we have fresh fruit. So we have the pie, yes, but we usually have some fresh fruit too. You can make a simple fruit salad with like berries or apples and oranges, and that way people have an alternative if they don't want to partake of the pie.
Y Vanessa usa, y su familia usan tartas, comen tartas, pero usan fruta que saquen de su jardín o que es fresco.
And if you want to get the pecans without the pecan pie, you can add some pecans into your fruit salad, and it makes kind of a nice sweet and crunchy fruit salad.
Si quiere puede usar nuestros pecan para en sus platos de fruta o sus ensaladas de fruta también.
All right. Well, if we don't have any other questions, I guess we'll finish a little bit early. Maybe if you haven't eaten lunch yet, you can go eat some lunch. I'm going to have some of this lovely squash and peppers as part of my lunch. And I'll cook the other one tonight for dinner. It won't go bad between now and then. I'll just put it in the fridge and then throw it on the grill tonight.
Y si no han comido lonche, Vanessa va a comer su calabaza. Si quieren hacer esta receta, no es mucho, no dura mucho, es bien fácil de hacer. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos hoy.
So next week's program, next Monday, we'll have a program. We'll get into the holiday season a little bit more and have a program about a Christmas tree farm here just south of the DFW area that grows Christmas trees that you can go and pick out.
Y el programa de la siguiente semana va a tocar sobre los árboles de navideños y las fiestas y cosas así.
And then our Earth Day Everyday program will be about trees as well. So we'll continue this theme and you'll learn a little bit more about trees in the Texas area.
Y el programa de los jueves va a hablar también tocante de árboles de navideños y del tipo de invierno.
So hopefully you'll be able to join us for some of those programs.
Esperamos verlos en esos programas.
All right, thank y'all so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you at another program soon.
Muchas gracias por acompañarnos hoy. Adiós.